Good morning, everyone. 11/26/2012. Look, we've already done the live opening bell. Dow's down 73, Nasdaq 100 down only 1.34. Why? Because of Apple. Nasdaq Composite 2.5, and the S&P right above that 1400 handle at support. So, what I will talk about on the opening bell on Apple Computer Key Pacific is where does that change take place from selling from a 705 to 505. Now, on the 60-minute chart, it's today's 60-minute. 571.50 starts it with the gap. It doesn't pull back. We hit the highs originally on the 60-minute, and we pulled back right here, and it was right around, let's just call it 576.75, and we bounced 300 pennies, $3 to 579.78. What are the key driven Pacific events? One is as follows. When you come down and hit that support level, you do not continue to selling, but you run back up and you make a series of higher highs versus lower lows. On that opening bell, we originally put in the highs on the list, and we had 86 lows. The highs came first, and I talked about hitting that 580 strike price. Now, when it comes to the put side of this trade, we have a put right here. It's a 575 put, short-term intraday trade only as a market maker. Our bid is $4.20. We placed that bid out in the marketplace before the opening bell based on Apple making a series of higher highs to 580. This is $5 out of the money put. Are they going to trade like they did before and you got a huge gain out of them? No, they're going to be narrow range from entry to exit. Because what we're looking for, the stock is performing on the dips, which it hasn't done. Not only that, when I bring this up in our system, which is the market maker platform, I'll be happy to do so. There is a system that we have in a market maker level. We hit that opening gap and we came down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teenies. What is each line worth? 59 cents per line. We did not come down in other prior trading days for several weeks. When we gap up, we come down. Not only do we fill in the gap, but then we sell down to much lower lows in the name. What we are monitoring, because of the retail season holiday in the U.S. and around the country, that is, around the world, is that where these pullbacks are diminished in price, meaning they're contracted. So the normal way of looking at this in our system is that I will take we got a strong IR of 85. We've got almost a 1 delta movement at 59 cents, so 1 delta would be $5.90. We pull back in the ranges. The key to the trade management, as we're doing this live at 7:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we've been open now for almost 1 hour and 30 minutes in the name with 190 highs and 86 lows. What has clearly happened in all other calendar trading days, when you get to the highs, you don't get that many intraday highs on the open, number one, in an hour and a half, but the lows are much greater in value than the highs. Once this is changing in the name, this is how we said that we can trade right back up to 597.50 in Apple. And one of the things that we're looking for is where the institutional intraday money and hedge fund manager intraday money wants to buy these dips and use this name to chase year-end performance. That is how extremely oversold as it was, they start to buy them, but instead of buying them at 505, they like to come up here and start buying at the resistance level of 580. There are other various resistance levels that I've given out. From an intraday perspective, intraday means what it means, intraday. I didn't say long term. So you can interpretate what I say any way you want. Of course, you're going to interpretate what I say, what would fit you, instead of what the reality is. So let's deal with the reality for people that are not in the school and you're looking at something like this that we upload, this is for our MMT market makers. And they're looking for directional trade from a deeply oversold Apple. But Apple is going to play its holiday role. And are those sales going higher to trigger that money off the sideline, which will take us up in volatility as just the same way the downside volatility, $200 in the stock, has played its role. And right now, the stock is getting a $75 bounce off of that 505 low. That is part of this upside volatility that MMTs are being taught. Now, we will tell you that in year calendar 2013, there's one good earnings side left. The majority of the crowd has been doing tax selling in Apple. Now, this Christmas quarterly report would be the last one that they're going to get the bang on as far as their margins go fundamentally. And the rest of the year in 2013 could be margin compression in Apple Computer. That's why it fell $200 off the high. Don't be fooled. What we do on an intraday level is what we're doing here now on an opening bell in an hour and a half to make money. And we're looking at where the highs are going to outpace the lows on the calendar day, the full day. There hasn't been any days. They're I don't know, there was a few in the last month where you had the highs working and the lows not working. But I can tell you what, look, when any kind of deeply oversold stock of leadership and quality is going to make a change, it's going to have to make it where the intraday high ratio versus the intraday low ratio mathematically is starting to balance itself so that we know exactly what those upside targets are going to be on the long side. Now, granted that it is 11/26 of 2012 at 7:57 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. As a market maker, we're pulling the money out of here. The call side, the put side, but this is the market maker platform. This is your range. Now, when we get back over here to the 60-minute range, it's teeter-tottering between positive and negative. 60 minutes straight up, we made another series of higher highs to 190. And we are 2 minutes away from a 1 hour price plus 30 minutes. That equals 1 hour and 30 minutes in directional price movement. What you need to do next is get signed up so that and you know exactly what I'm talking about because you're sitting there going through it right now, is that you need to sign up and get the right idea on how to trade these intraday ranges with those entries and exits. And you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've been going through it day after day. And you need a resolution to it. That's why I'm here. Sign up today.